It might change to what do you call the Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are back after a few moons, and now we're at the qualifiers of the CMSC Race at Home 2021, 2022 Championship. This is the first of three lobbies which will be there, where we will seed the top 14 drivers which will come into the Pro, the next 14 to the Am, and the final 14 will coming to the novice class. So there you have it. We've got 8 drivers at the moment on track. Seshan Gunasekara, Rukshan Patna, Rais WM, Kevin Pereira, Dasun Ranatunga, Iduk Madumarachi, Viren Poteju, and Mevan Vikramage. At the moment, we're expecting a couple of more drivers to join, and let's take it from there. Got all these drivers who are all vying for the spots. I think we're missing Viranga. Sam Smith is joining us in a later lobby because of a power outage, and on his side, Riaz Riaz Afrat, sorry, will be also joining us in a little while. Dasun Ranatunga will also be joining us shortly. He's already on track. So that's the lineup for you at the moment. We will have a list of 11 drivers today who will be in this lobby. And for those of you who are wondering where on earth we are at a track called the Nürburgring. This is the Nürburgring GP circuit. It's a lovely circuit of approximately approximately 5.1 kilometers. We've got 15 turns in this whole circuit, and what you see are a group of one make cars which are all Hyundai Genesis cars. With me in race control, we've got Sam Hinkender, and assisting us also we've got Thiago, who's handling the communication with the drivers today. So we're back again, and we want to thank each and every one of you who are watching this qualifying event. 7 minutes into the qualifying. We've got Viren Boteju, who's clocked in a time of 1:53.780. Very, very comprehensive time. We will ride on board with Seshan Gurasekara as we watch him try to match Viren. Once again, let me remind you that this circuit, this seeding session is for drivers to be chosen to the 3 classes that Cmsc, Ceylon Motorsports Club, wish to take part or conduct in 2022. Race 1 taking part in 7 days time, and as you see, Kevin Pereira there chasing Viren's time. We've got almost 53 minutes to go for everybody to figure out where they are on this 5.3 kilometer circuit. We've got 15 turns in total, and we wish everybody all the very best. Sam?
Yes, it's going to be pretty exciting because this year, 2022, we, like I mentioned on the video, we'll have 3 classes running, Pro, Am as well as Novice class. And the pros, we have upgraded them to be running the GR2 cars, and the AMs will run the GR3s, and the novices will run the GR4 cars. So it's going to be pretty exciting who will get into the Pro, Am and the novice class. Right now it's an open game, it's an open field for everybody. Whoever clocks in with the most lowest time on the qualifying, they'll be subsequently seeded into Pro Am as well as the novice classes. It's going to be pretty exciting because we do have a couple of newcomers coming into the 2022 season, as well as the veterans who've been running with us for the past 2 years. And I've been told one of our gracious sponsors will be awarding a cash prize of 25,000 rupees for the newcomer who will be coming in this year. So big thank you to our sponsors that's being partnering with us. It's gonna be House of Glass as well as Pit Pass, who will be doing all the social media stuff as well as the live streaming, as well as J Homes coming into the fray of being partnered with the CMSC Race at Home Championship 2022.
So Sam, J Homes is coming in as a sponsor to give out to the novice class, is it?
No, anybody, any newcomer who will do well in the whole championship, J Homes will give them a cash prize of 25,000 rupees.
That's very mighty generous of these guys.
Because that's the whole idea for CMSC to uplift and nurture the grassroots level motorsport drivers that's coming in. So it's going to be pretty exciting. We will back that. We do have, like I said, we do have a couple of new drivers who are coming in to this championship.
Again, we ride on board with Viren Moteju. Viren still trying to chase the time that he set previously. It's a lovely track, lots of turns, and we must remember some of these turns are in memory of Michael Schumacher as well. He was a legend on this circuit, and we watch his son hopefully this evening do justice in Bahrain. As you see, Viren, that's Seshan Gurasekara, I'm sorry, coming down the long straight there. It's a very tough left-hander there. You've got to balance the car nicely as Mevan Cmsc stays out of Seshan's way, and Seshan tries his level best. And Kevin, that's right, now we ride on board with Kevin. Kevin, who's also bettered his time. He was 6/10 off Viren, and now Kevin has managed to get a fastest time of 1:54.143. This particular turn is really tough because you've got to run the car extremely wide, and Viren loses it there. Kevin loses it. We'll ride on. He decides to call it a day. The beauty of this kind of sport is that you can press the exit button and get back into the pits. The sector times that that Viren has set is 35.2 in sector 1, 26.122 in sector 2, and 23.361 in sector 3, with a 29.3 in sector 4, giving him a cumulative time of 1:53.780. So this year we've got all the information, the statistics here, and Seshan Gunasekara has done well as well, and Seshan is now approximately 5 tenths away. That's Seshan you see on the screen. I think the man to watch out here is Riaz Hafraz.
Yeah,
Riaz,
last
I mean,
year,
Sam,
he ran the
Riaz,
same
I
car.
have my money on Riaz. What do you say?
Well, a lot of people were saying that Riaz will be pretty good this year because he ran this particular car last year, and you know, some circuits he was pretty fast.
He knows his car inside out,
Yeah.
nothing else. Dr. Riaz, as you see him with the Beamer coding sponsorship
Livery, yeah.
from his company, that lovely car. He always ran this car in black, and you see he's not even changed the livery from
Last year.
2021. Yeah, he stayed steady right around those corners. I mean, this is a circuit which has got a great balance. You've got tight first gear corners, you've got flat out fifth gear corners, you've got a chicane which is a left right, which is exactly where Riaz is right about now, where he comes into the final corner, turn number 15, and the NGK chicane, as they call it, onto the long straight now, as we will be right on board with Riaz. Lovely car, and the organizers having ensured that the same car is run by all the drivers. Viren still 15 minutes in and leading the pack. Kevin chasing him, Seshan in third. As we go through this 1 hour of qualifying, and there you see Inuk Madhumarachi having been a little naughty, put the four wheels off the circuit, and having got a penalty of 1 second, as the timekeepers have told him to slow down, give back that 1 second, and Inuk will have to fight another day on another lap.
Yeah, and also I just I'm sure that it's not raining in Nürburgring, but I saw Inuk Madhumarachi using his wipers. Maybe he was cleaning the windshield to get better visibility.
He's had a bit of an off, gone through the gravel trap,
Yeah,
and
there
there
you go.
you see
Still
why
using.
he's knocked his hand on the wipers. Come on, it's okay. I've heard. I know drivers who used to toot the horn while trying to overtake people. Even at Kataguru, I mean, having the wipers on is not too bad.
Yeah, I guess. Let's see who will be, getting into the pro class.
It's going to be tight.
It's going to be tight.
It's going to be tight. I see the names of drivers here, and there are some new drivers who are really quick. The older guard, they better watch their mirrors, because the younger ones are very quick. Seshan Gunasekara, I'm telling you, he's a vastly improved 12-year-old.
Yes.
Adam Junaid, he's his third year in campaigning in this game, and he used to be you'd watch out for him as well.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get Rushdie, you get Akhil Rizvi, you get Brian Pereira,
you get Raizuen,
you get Raizuen, you get Thiago. You got a whole load of guys. Mevan Vikramasinghe, yes, and Mevan Pereira, Kevin Pereira. I mean, that first 14, Emdad. If I don't write Emdad off. I mean, he's a brilliant driver as well. If he wakes up and comes on time, he's the man.
So actually, Emdad will be joining Lobby B bit later on.
And I'll tell you, another guy to watch out for is Angelo
Senviratne.
Oh, he was phenomenal. This is actually his last year a couple of months with us, and then we've lost a driver.
No, he can come back because
is it?
Yeah, he can come back.
But if he's had a power failure, then he has a problem.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we do have some kind of timing, I presume. That's going to be a problem these days. But still, yeah, we have Riaz who's still trying to beat Seshan. He's about 3/10 off Seshan's pace, and Viren still holding fort in front. Sam,
Yes.
Viren, Sam, let's get this one right. Okay, so Mr. James Bond here has a chat with me yesterday and says, okay, we've got to run GR2s in
Pro
Pro
class.
class,
Yeah. He asked me the same thing.
and there are only two cars which he can opt from. Ideally, in an ideal world, there are only two cars which they can choose, right?
Yeah.
So this time he can't blame it on the car he chose, saying I chose the wrong car, and the pressure is so purely fair and square on his shoulders. As we find, Kevin Pereira has now done a quick lap, and Dasun Ranatunga has almost matched Kevin. A brilliant drive by Dasun. As you see, Dasun is now even quicker by a 44
400.
thousandths. Yeah, and if you look at Dasun, he's still on a hot lap there. His quickest in this was 35,264. Let's see what he does now. Dasun using the entire width of the track. Brilliant driving by the young man. And there you see Dasun. I want to watch Dasun run. I mean, he's a brilliant guy. Let's watch him. I want to see what his timings are. He's not really made. He's behind by a hundredth in that last one, but he should have been a little quicker. So he's going to keep hounding Viren, I'm sure. Viren has managed to do one quick lap, and after that, we are yet to see Viren do the same thing. He's not managed to get the same time. It's just one lap that he's managed to get into the that, but nevertheless, he's done about 4 laps in that 153 level. So this is what corner, very off camber. It's the Mercedes Arena corner. You go back into first gear if I'm right. No, he's keeping it on second, and he's running really wide here. Yes, there you go. He gets it wide, third, fourth, fifth, into fifth here, and then start braking just before the apex. Start braking a little, bring it down 2 gears, hard right-hander, second gear. I would get into first. Now he keeps it on second, third, fourth, fifth, I would say. And again into a very hard, yes, there in fifth gear, hard into second. Yes, second, late apex in this corner. There you have it. Running wide onto the green stuff. There you see it. And all the way uphill now. Second, third, fourth. Yes, fourth flat out. There you see, good. He didn't short shift there. He kept it there. And brake very late and an early turn in there. He turned it in nicely, ran it wide there. And that's how Viren Boteju sees a lap around the circuit. He's very close to his earlier. He's 3/10 off again. Not really representative of what he was doing. I'm wondering whether the lap he ran was in an ideal condition, that one hot lap he did, because subsequently he's not been able to match that particular time that he's been doing. Very close to a corner cut there. I'm wondering when the stewards are having a look at that. Just cut off the scruff of his neck. But there you see Viren completing a lap. He's not going to be bettering this one for sure. Yes, he's 2/10 down. And then we'll drive with Dasun. Dasun is the man of the hour. Come at the hour. Here he comes. He's still 3/10 down. They're not really getting it on the pace. And Kevin is on a fast lap, I'm told. He's matching Dasun. Let's see. This chicane, he needs to keep it clean. Gets it clean there. Yes, he keeps it clean there as well. And this one, he needs to get it perfect, a little deep into the corner. There you have it. And then make sure you touch the barrier there, kiss it, exit it, draw it all the way out. Yes, that's a nice exit there. He might better his own time, yes, but not good enough. He bettered his time, but not good enough. Riaz, where's Riaz? What's Riaz up to? Mr. Beamer coding himself, or may I call him Dr. Beamer coding? And Riaz trying very hard to get a toe off Rukshan Patirana, but the organizers, being smart, have ensured that there is going to be no tow today. So you can get right up to the car in front, and it's going to be a disadvantage for you. An ideal lap on this circuit, how much do you think it should be?
153 something.
Obviously 153 something, but where?
153.8, I think.
No,
Yeah.
he's already done a 153.7. He's not matched it again. That
Yeah.
is true. Okay, but what I'm trying to say is, if you look at every driver and their hottest sectors, what do you think the fastest lap could be in an ideal world? I think 5. Yeah, yeah, 153.5 is a possibility. Yeah, 153.5 could be a possibility because the weather is good. Nobody's getting blocked on this circuit from what we see. We see Inuk hasn't done much to his car's livery, arguably right, still deciding to keep the wipers on. And Inuk has come fifth. That's not too bad as well. Mevan Wickramasinghe, he's all the way from Kandy, this boy. And the beauty of esport, you've got drivers from different parts of the country. Where exactly in the world is Kevin, Sam? Is he in Colombo or is he abroad?
Kevin is here.
Yeah.
The only brother out of the Pereira brothers, Brian, is in Australia.
So Brian is in Australia, Kevin is here, and do we have all three brothers running today?
3 brothers as well as the father.
Oh, so you got 3 brothers and the father.
Yeah.
So
Saman
someone
is also running,
Oh
yeah.
man, so he must be quite advanced in his years. I mean,
I
all
hope
due
so.
credit to the gentleman.
Yeah.
I would try to do this. Very adventurous of him, and we wish him all the very best. I mean, reliving the youth of the kids.
Actually, well, Kevin is in lobby A,
Okay.
and you have
The father and son must be in
father
one.
and son in lobby B, and the eldest brother Brian
Is in lobby C.
lobby C.
And can you imagine? They've had to invest in 4 simulators, 4 rigs. That's not cheap.
It is not cheap.
You
Yeah.
could buy a car for that price. Seshan Gunasekar again, going around those 2 very tight corners there. Corner number 6 coming into 7, which is the tight. Coming into the tight right-hander there, downhill. As he goes down, we will come into timed the sector 2 timing once he takes this right-hand turn, and he'll start climbing the Michael Schumacher straight. And you see the timing there. He's quicker than him in his previous run. Interesting, but he's still not seen. We haven't seen him better his timings as yet. He's 4th, but absolute credit to him because he was at the bottom end of the pro class last year, Sam. So he's done the quickest is a 154.2. Well, not really, not really matching the times of the others. We're coming up to the halfway mark, and Viren has scampered away from from the rest of the pack with a lead of 5 tenths. Phenomenal lap time by Viren has done justice, and he's just bettered his lap time. So we were right. The 1:53.5 is possible. Amazing drive by Viren, a seriously improved driver, and Viren now 5 tenths off, and he's even faster in this lap. That means he's going. I have a feeling if he keeps this one clean, he is going to be doing lap times in the 1:53.4. Let's watch as he goes down this long straight into the tight right hand, and as he comes under the bridge, I think he lost time there. He might get the lap. He might get his lap time there. He's lost time. That's right. He lost time there because he ran a little wide into the corner before the Schumacher straight, and he's at turn 10 now, into the right hander of turn 11. Nice long sweeper downhill before he starts climbing again. Oops, that was very, very close. He had it there. He caught up that time he lost in that first bit, but he lost it again as he caught some sand, I think, on the left rear wheel. Nicely done. He's very, very twitchy on the edge, if you ask me. And we watch him as he comes round the last corner. And Kevin Pereira has also done a phenomenal lap. Now the boys are getting the fine themselves as we ride on board with Kevin now. Let's see what time Kevin has done. Kevin's done a 1:53.7. Very, very comprehensive time. Very competitive. The boys for the pro class are really giving it all they have, and it will be interesting to see how these guys perform and come up with a competitive lap time as Kevin matches his own previous lap. He's actually bettered it. He's actually bettered his timings from the previous lap, his personal lap, but he's not quick enough to match Viren. But you never give up. There's another 28 minutes and a bit, and we wait to see what these top 3 drivers, or 4 drivers, Viren, Kevin, Dasun, Seshan, Rise, Riaz, what they pull out as Viren still stays in front. Let's see what his lap times are, and he hasn't matched it again. Suddenly you find him pulling a phenomenal run, and then he goes all the way back. I suppose he tries very, very hard. It's not really working all the time. As Kevin goes really wide, I don't think that's the right line. But anyway, Kevin seems to be happy with it. Very twitchy, if you ask me. I'd like to see what his steering movement is like. Is there any way that we can... I'm sure there's a way that we can do it. Our producer has to do this one. And there you see Kevin turning in. Very smooth, I must say. The throttle coming in very quickly, and there you see the car, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 227, brakes hard, 2nd gear I would say, yes, 2nd, and there you see him pulling out of the corner. Very interesting. This is a really tight corner, as he will send it really wide. Everybody's on toes, and Viren matches his time again. Viren is on a flyer again. We ride on board with Viren. We'll try to have a look at the in-car footage to see what his input is like. And you see Viren's in-car very smooth on the pedals, very smooth. He gets 226, but he matches Kevin into that corner on speed. I hope I haven't jinxed it for him. I hope he gets a purple sector. No, he's lost 4 tenths. Come on. So close, yet so far. Yes, guys, this is nail-biting stuff if you ask me. Can we ride on board with the others as well? People like Rukshan, Patirana. Let's see what they're up to as well. I'm sure they're trying their darnest. And Dasun, they are chasing times as Dasun too has done a very quick time. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys perform. Very, very quick. As the tail enders, Rukshan Patirana, still trying to understand the car. He loses. He got out of his braking zone. And I think it's a commentator's curse that has hit the poor boy. He was driving beautifully, and then he loses it. Just as I say, let's ride on board with him. Inuk Madhumarachi, he's done decently well as well, although he's at the bottom end of it, but he's still running quite well. Inuk there was in the AM class last year, and he's been consistent with his times, but we are yet to see the best of Inuk. Inuk has, on a day, performed extremely well and given us some good entertainment last year. Yet for all, today he's struggling a little bit with this car. He's 2.1 seconds off Viren, but you have to say that Viren, Dasun, Kevin, Seshan and Rise are all drivers from the pro class of last year, so they've also come with a lot of experience with racing with these guys. And Kevin's gone into the pits again, maybe to take a break, drink some water and come back. And Zinuk brakes hard into that corner, sharp turn. It's a very difficult corner, that first one, because it's absolutely off camber. It's a Yokohama SS, and as he goes on past the Mercedes grandstand, the arena section, and he comes back again to this tight corner there, runs it not wide enough if you ask me. He could have been, he's faster than his personal best, but yet for all, he needs to be a smidgen quicker in those corners. Comes down the throttle nicely, second, third, fourth, fifth, I take it. Yes, into fifth gear. 227 would be a nice pace, yes, 226. And runs it way too wide again. The tire screeching, telling you, and he's losing bucket loads of time, but he's better this time again. No, I'm wrong. Maybe that's the right way. Fourth on fourth gear flat out, and into fifth as soon as the car straightens out. There you see, into fifth. Oh, it took too long to shift. Shifted a little earlier, brake hard, turn early, run it wide. Yes, he does, but could be a little smoother. Nevertheless, Inuk, bettering his own time, is going to take him up the leaderboard. He might, yes, he's dropped a little time there in that sector. He was 3/10 up, he's down to 2, he's down to almost little under 2/10. Brake here, turn early, keep it smooth, nicely done. Oh, that's a bad twitch there. Those twitches are the things that they should do. Sam, yeah?
I'm just watching these guys and checking whether these guys are on track properly, that nobody's trying to hit each other while they're on a hot lap.
Rise Wim. How's he been performing? Where's the ball? Rise. Let's ride on board with Rise. Rise Wim, another seasoned campaigner, smooth as ever, sweet craft as he calls it, and he also drives beautifully. A calm, collected campaigner. Was in the Maldives holidaying, I was told, with the new wife. As we watch Rise come across the start finish, let's ride on board with him. Rise as fast as has been a 1:54.864, and that's second and a bit off the pace. They need to, these guys from 3-4-5s, after 3-4-5, I think these guys need to seriously up their speed a little bit.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think they're running too slow.
Bit too slow. I don't know whether Rise is taking taking it easy, but you can't take it easy right now. You need to push yourself, because the fastest is 153. There's about 20 minutes more to go to close session for lobby A. and they need to clock in a decent time if they are to be fitted into the pro class, whether it's at the top or at the bottom of the pro class. You need to,
See, Sam, can we ride on board with Dasun? Oh, no, no need. Okay, I have the timings behind me. Uh, Let me see. I just want to see what are the lap times that we are getting for Dasun. See, Dasun's done a 1:53.7, which is a decent lap time. Session is still in the 1:54s, if I'm not mistaken. So there you see, he is 1:54 dead. If I were, if I have any experience in this kind of sport, I would say that 1:54 is the cutoff point for the pro class. Because if you look at the top four drivers there, Viren, Kevin, Dasun, they are clearly in that 1:53 zone. As you can see, Viren's timings there. He's very comfortable in the 1:53s. So as a result, if you don't get 1:54, I think that the 14 cars will be all in the below 1:54 level.
correct. Yes, yeah.
So from session down, everybody else has to up the game drastically. In my opinion, I feel that it's still yet early. I can't call it early days because we've only got 20 minutes more. But these guys have to do something now to up their game.
Correct.
Yep.
If not, they'll be falling into the M class or the bottom of the pro class.
Sam, is it the car or is it the track or what is
Well, talking about the car, actually, I mean, myself and Sabri, who's my co-partner with esports, we had a long discussion, and we kind of pulled in three options, and out of the three options, this car we chose for certain reasons. I will tell you once all the qualifying is over why we picked this car.
Again, Viren betters his timings. He's dropped again. See, Viren pulls out a very quick first sector and loses it somewhere down in the second sector. I can't understand where it's going wrong for him. But the first sector he nails it. He gets a purple sector, and in the middle sector he seems to be faltering a little bit. At this,
Maybe he's getting tired.
maybe he is. No, but you can't. It's not. I don't know. Maybe he's losing the balance or the concentration. You find him coasting again. He knows he's slow. He's taking it easy. As Kevin is still on a chase. He's just done a purple sector, and as he goes downhill here, you see the traffic is building up. Dasun Maradunga might impede his quick run. He's got to move. Oh, he ran it way too wide there. Got distracted. Yeah. Oh no, he's managed to keep it together. Cars are coming up to the other drivers, and those are a hot lap. They're not going to move because everybody's trying to put in a hot lap now. And as you can see, Kevin catching Dasun, and this is going to impede his quick run. Dasun also tried to, Dasun being the gentleman he is, pulls out of the way and allows, very nice of Dasun Maradunga to have pulled out of the way and allowed Kevin through. That was very nice of him. Absolute sportsmanship by Dasun Maradunga. As you find him pulling out another quick lap. He's lost a little time there. He's a little slow there, ran a bit too wide as well. And there you see Luke Madhumarchi having an agricultural moment in the pit litter. Yet so close. Yet so close. He bettered his own time, but yet not enough. I think Viren has had something very interesting to have for breakfast. I'd like to know what he had. That what his wife made for him and we find drivers joining who are not part of this particular room. And Kevin is in the pits. We'll ride on board with Mevan now. And there you have Mevan, who's had a bit of a moment. I think he's ghosting there to lose the penalty. As you saw him, he loses the penalty there. Mevan also driving extremely well. Unfortunately, his quickest time has been a 1:55.4, which is really not good enough. But I'm sure he will try his darnest to come up. Done really well last year, came third in the championship in the young class, and has given him all the motivation to run the championship this year. We met him and his parents at the prize giving. The father extremely happy with the young man's performance. And Mevan, 22-year-old boy from Kandy, still studying part-time. And as Mevan is chasing Rise UM's time, Rise too has to go very much faster. I'm very surprised with Rise. Where exactly is Riaz? Is Riaz in the pits or where is he? Yes, he's out on a lap, but I don't see him this time. What happened to Riaz? Riaz is in the pits. Yeah, he's not come out of the pits. He's still there, but Viren still clocking the fastest time here, keeping that 1:53.595. As we have 15 minutes more to go, Viren there doing a little bit of a tail wag, and Yetferol trying to get the quicker time. He's banking lap after lap in those times, and that is phenomenal driving on part of Viren. Beautifully done. That's a bit of a hard one. Absolutely on the limit of that curve. Nicely coming out of the corner. Let's hope and pray he gets it right. Yes, little bit of understeer. Nicely done. I'm sure it's going to be very close, and he betters his lap time once more again. He is the man. He is the man. So our concept was right, Sam. Our concept was right. These guys are on the money at this level, right? So our timing of 1:53.5 was good professional reading of what it should be. Twelve minutes more to go. Viren Mutechu is still holding fort bettered his lap time once again, and Kevin Pereira trying extremely hard, and Dasun Ranatunga has come very close to him again. These top three drivers are absolutely at a different pace. Absolutely at a different pace. They're really trying their darnest out here. As you see, Dasun, we can watch him from inside there. Second gear, very neatly round that corner there. Interesting to see these guys, how they've matured, and they come out of this whole process driving like it was an actual race car. As you see, Dasun nicely getting around that corner, car running a little wide. I think he ran it a bit too wide. He might get a penalty on that one. No, he doesn't, or he spins the thing. The car is on a knife edge, and you sitting inside got a beautiful view of exactly what it feels like when the car spins in front of you. Sashan Gunasekara, let's ride on board with him. Sashan has managed to bring it down to 153.8. Extremely creditable for the young man. Beautiful driving from him as well. So Sashan has now come in to still fourth, although it shows third because Dasun has gone into the pits. 10 minutes more to go, and Sashan Gunasekara now clocking a 153.8. He's been out. I think he must have had something to eat, drink, taken a bit of a breather, and come back. And very interesting to see this young man drive. He's down quite a few tenths. Car is very twitchy. He's not managing to keep that one proper. As he comes into the chicane, left, right, you see him curbing the car a bit on the raggedy side there before the chicane. I think he's now just trying to get a lap in here, and he'll try to do the flying lap now. So Sashan Gunasekara, who's just 11 years old, I'm sorry, and brakes hard for the first corner, the Yokohama S. It's an extremely difficult off-camber corner. As he goes around that, nicely done. Runs it a bit wide, I guess there. Yes, he runs it wide, not too far. Could have been a little wider, but that's okay. He's happy with it. Keeps the car nicely on the gravel there, on the paved section. You don't want to take the car too far wide there, because if you go too far wide, it unsettles the car. He's 2 tenths down. He's somewhere there, but not just there. He's quicker than his previous run of his own, yet for all. And the car running extremely beautifully. Makes sure that he uses the full width of the track as he goes into that corner. A little hard on the brakes, nicely done. No back twitch at all, but he's lost a good 3 tenths. And Riaz coasting along there, and Inuk is doing something. The car is ghosting, so it's okay. Okay, now Inuk picks up. I don't know, something had happened. Inuk had parked the car on the side. The race control telling him to move the car because the car was in a danger spot. It was impeding the run of another driver, and Inuk being now caught up by the driver behind. I hope he doesn't slow the young man down. And right behind Inuk is Sashan. Sashan now coming for his hot lap. It's again Inuk having a moment there. I think Inuk moved for Sashan not to block him, and in the process lost that lap as well. I think my boy is having a bit of trouble keeping this car on track. And there he's gone back into the pits. Rukshan Patirana, a newcomer again, and Rukshan is trying very hard to keep the car on the circuit. But all credit to him, he's just doing his darnest well. And if you look at the lap times he's been doing, he's quite consistent with his times. Mevan there, he's gone into ghosting mode, and the car lights flashing means that he's paused himself a little bit, and he's going to move away to let the other person pass. There he does it. Extremely good racing etiquette. Rise Wim, I think he's bettered his time, but not enough. He's still 154.666. Riaz Hafrat 154.658. The gap between Riaz and Rise just 0.08 of a second. Seshan, on the other hand, is a full 7/10 ahead of Riaz. I'm very surprised that Riaz is so far down, because this was Riaz's pet car last year, and this circuit Riaz ran quite comprehensively or competitively. And Seshan there again trying his level best to better the timings that he's got in the previous lap. I think he did one very fast lap, but after that he's not really made better on the circuit. And let's see how much he got. He's still a second and a bit off. There you see all the live timings of what we see in race control. 9 drivers who've taken part in this session, and you see the timings that they've all achieved, with Viren at the moment holding fourth. Fastest lap, he's done it in 153.582. And we've got about 3 minutes more to go. Three minutes more to go, and you see Dasun still chasing Kevin, Seshan still chasing Dasun, and Riaz also chasing down on Seshan's exhaust pipes. It's interesting, and it's good to see that the drivers are all running without getting bunched up. They're not getting blocked by anybody. Nobody can complain that they were blocked or there was any dangerous driving. The students are having an easy prey today, easy day, and not really having too much to do. As you saw, Riaz sliding that car around that circuit. May not be the fastest way around this circuit, but Riaz trying really hard to keep the car on track. So Bryce Webb again, his fastest lap time will be the last lap he did in 154.253, still a little below where it should be. Seshan Gunasekara still at 153.878. He's been trying very hard, but he's not getting it. Dasun Ranatunga again, the fastest lap he had put in, and still not got the better of Kevin. Kevin is still 1.179 seconds, as a tenth, almost 1.7 tenths away from Viren. So Viren is the man of the hour who will head the group, which is group one. Viren Boteju will head this group as he clocks the fastest times. I'm sure all the other drivers must be on YouTube watching these drivers, how they're driving, and to see what they're doing and what lap times they're getting. It'll be interesting to see how this whole thing is panning out. 1 minute more to go as race control will be shutting the first, coming up with the red flag in about in a in about 30 seconds, maybe a minute, allowing certain drivers to complete the lap. They've given everybody an hour, and I think that is more than enough time for everybody to figure this one out. We're back now again with the second group of drivers. We've got 6 at the moment. We are expecting another 3 to come in. We've got actually 8 drivers here, 9 right now, and Mdad Hussein is right in front, who's actually set the lap time of he hasn't set a tap. We are actually, since we are still continuing with the previous lobby, the quickest time of this lobby is not being shown. But at the moment, the fastest person on track has been Saman Pereira. Saman is the first one who's out on track, and we are yet to get some lap times from them as well. We're back with Group B. We had a slight technical glitch with some of the drivers, and therefore we had to restart the lobby. Running a bit late, but nevertheless, these things do have to be done to make sure that everything is in order. We've got a whole host of drivers in Group B. We've got Shane Darren, we've got Akil Rizni, we've got Adam Junaid, we've got Tamindra Varnakula, who's actually driving as RAW, Rav 618 is Tamindra. We've got Emdad Hussain, Rushdi Irshan, Mahila Piris, and Mevan Pereira. There'll be more drivers who are on this grid. We're just riding on board with all of them. They are just putting in some banker laps now. We've got a father and son combination, which is amazing to see. Mevan Pereira and Saman Pereira, father and son, out on track as well. There's a good show of them taking part. Absolute sportsmanship. The other two brothers are in Australia, I presume, taking part in this championship as well. We saw Kevin driving earlier in the day, excuse me, and they've got Brian running later in the day today. So there you have it. We've got our first bit of usual suspects on track, and we'll be back with you shortly, giving you an update on the lap times. Meanwhile, we're right on board with Emdad Hussain, sponsor from House of Glass. You can see House of Glass on the side of his car. We've also got another sponsor with us today, Adam Junaid from J Homes. He hasn't done anything to his car, but he's managed to brighten up his car with the colors of the rainbow. And as we ride on board with Akil Rizni, I'm sure Akil trying to get the better of Tamindra. Tamindra also a very good driver. This guy is extremely good. It'll be interesting to see what lap times they set in this group. From what I see, it will be Sam Smith has joined us as well. Sam was actually in the first group, and he's now joined the second group because he had a power cut earlier in the day. We missed out on Viranga. I'm not too sure what happened to Viranga, but he too had some technical issues. As Akil Rizni, who overtakes Tamindra, is now about to do a flying lap. So from what I see, our first bit of drivers there, you see Akil has put the first of many quick laps. So 155.418 as Tamindra tries to go down. Tamindra should ideally just take it easy a little and space himself out. And there's no point in him trying to get right on the hooters of Akil, because this is only a qualifying race, a qualifying session, to understand where everybody is in the seeding process. And you'll see Akil now 2 tenths down from his fastest lap. There is absolutely no way that you can slipstream. The organizers have taken off the slipstreaming advantage, so everybody will be running purely on their own merit. The onus of finding your own spot on track and not getting blocked is 100% up to you, but the drivers over time have been informed to stay away from the faster cars coming and not impede their progress. As you just saw, Akil Rizni had a bit of a coming together with Saman Pereira. Saman didn't see Akil coming along, and then that ruined his lap as well. We've 12 minutes into the session of this 5.3 kilometer circuit at the Nürburgring in Germany. We wish to thank our sponsors, House of Glass, Pit Pass, Lab 57, and J Homes. So everybody getting ready for the Cmsc Race at Home 2022 Championship, which will consist of 8 rounds. Round 1 will commence next weekend, hopefully with 3 classes: a pro, am, and a novice. And we are told that there's prize money involved for the fastest or the highest placed novice or first time driver taking part in the championship. Doesn't necessarily have to be a novice. He can be a first timer taking part in our championship who didn't have his name up last year. So that is going to give motivation to new people to come and take part in the championship, and the person with the most amount of points either way will walk away with a cash award courtesy of J Homes. So there you have it. That's Rushdie Irshad navigating himself around this circuit. The fastest time in this group I'm yet to see is 1:54.637, quite way lower than the first group. Viren Boteju ran a second plus quicker in the first group, and we still see Mevan Pereira, one of 3 brothers, taking part today. Mevan, Brian, and Kevin. Mevan is living in Sri Lanka. His father, someone who's also in the same group, running from Sri Lanka, and Brian and Kevin, who I'm told are in Australia. So Mevan at the moment running away with the leaderboard in this particular group. And let me just remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that this is only a seeding process. The top 14 drivers of the 3 seeding processes today will move into the pro class. The next 14 drivers will go into the M class, and the final group will be in the novice class. So all credit to all the drivers today who've taken part. We are waiting to see who is going to take part and in which class, and that's what this is all about. In race control, I have Sam Hinkenda with me, who's operating the the PlayStation along with the live streams. I'm only doing the commentary here today purely on a basis of observation. But Sam doing all the hard work here, and Sabri Salam doing all the stewarding from his house by remote observation. It's amazing. 1 year ago, when we did the remote observation of this whole exercise, people were wondering, what are you trying to do, having a steward in a remote location? But if you look at it today, Formula One is also having a similar format where they do have a virtual race control and observation center somewhere totally different to where the race is, and everybody seems to be accepting it. As Akil Rizni still hasn't bettered his time, he's 5 tenths away from Mevan Pereira, and Rushdie Irshan still trying to find that sweet spot with and getting a lap time of 1:55.120. Emdad Hussain still at 1:55.129, and Adam Junaid at 1:55.7. Now, something is not right in this whole process, because I was having a chat with Adam yesterday, and he was doing a lap time of in the 1:54s. So I'm sure everybody is waiting to see what the other person is going to do, and maybe in the latter part, or hopefully in the latter part of the session, the drivers are going to put their right foot down, left foot off, and get better lap times around this circuit. It's a beautiful day. There's no rain. They're lucky. The organizers have made sure that it's in dry conditions. The event is in dry conditions, and we wait to see how exactly it's going to pan out. back after a small break. Sam and I needed a bit of a refresher, some water and some food. Apologies for the delay. It's been a long morning in race control. We've set up at 11:30 and we're running all the way up to 5, I'm told. So it's been a long day for us. Nevertheless, we are midway into Lobby B with Mevan Pereira leading the pack at 154.3. Rushdie Irshan 6/10 off him. Akil Rizni at the moment again 6/10 off Mevan. Akil and Rushdie cousins, I'm told, and right behind them very earnestly is our very own Emdad Hussain. Tamindra Veeravarnakula is in 5th place. Mahilal Piris with the beautifully branded Caltex car, or Havilland car, is in 6th. Saman Pereira, very creditable for him. He's done a nice lap. I think Saman has clocked a time of 158.2 being his fastest. 158.235 being his quickest. Sam Smith unfortunately is having issues with his pedals and is yet to put in a competitive time. Shane Darren is just out. I'm not too sure what time Shane Darren has achieved up to now. We don't see anything on track. 156.179 has been his timing from a previous session. Adam Junaid was in the room and he's missing at the moment. And Adam, I don't see him on track, but he has put in a time of 155.8. Yes, I see him on track. I'm sorry, my mistake. Adam is 5th at the moment. And if you look at it, all these drivers are nowhere close to the lap times set by the drivers in Group A. Amazing. There's something radically wrong. It's the same car, same track, same time of day, and yet for all they're not achieving the timings achieved in the session, the first session of the day. We're two-thirds into the qualifying sessions. Mevan Pereira still leads the pack. I'm not really convinced that this is his actual lap time, but I feel that he should have a lot more pace in him. Bringing it into the 153s would be ideal. My estimate, or our estimate here, is that if you are to be in the pro class, you are looking at the cut would be somewhere between 153A9 or 154. That would be where the cut would be, and I'm really concerned for Mevan. He needs to up the pace a little bit more if he wants to be in the pro class. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The screenshots being taken to ensure that all the lap times are being shown. Saman Pereira achieved a time of 158.3 or 2 before he left, and we shall record that just in case we don't have him coming back and setting a quicker lap time. It's important that all these timings are kept. Again, Imdad Hussain in the bright red Hyundai trying his level best. This is a downhill section, car doing a bit of a tail wiggle there, and not easy, but Imdad trying his level best to get into the top pro class. I'm sure we wish him all the very best, and I'm sure he can do this. Still a full second away from Mevan, who's the fastest in the class. The thing is that when these guys were practicing, they've been setting quicker times. I'm wondering what is causing these guys to be so slow. But nevertheless, we have Adam Junaid there in the beautifully colored car, still fighting for the 5th place, and Adam 1.5 seconds away from the pace. Tamindra in 6th is 2 seconds off Mevan's time of 154. Shane is still 2 seconds away as well. Mahilal is 2.8, and Sam Smith is 5 seconds. Sam had told us that Sam had achieved a time of he's got an issue with his pedals, and sad to see Sam where he is. 1:59.658 being the time that he's got as his quickest. We've just been informed that Saman Pereira, the power had gone wherever he was staying, and that his son Mevan is running off a UPS. So it's unfortunate that we've lost Saman, but we've recorded a lap time for Saman, and we know exactly what he has achieved. Sam coasting along as well. Mahilal 2.8 seconds off pace. of Mevan's time, and 15 minutes more to go in this session. It's amazing thing to see these drivers all trying their hardest here, but somewhere down the line, I'm yet to see the drivers get into the 153s today in this group of drivers. Most of them still trying very hard to get into the pro class. Adam, another driver who was in the pro class, is 12 years old, now 13 years old, and more astute in the rallying process. And as he has got lots of miles under his belt in Gran Turismo over the last 3 seasons. So there you have it, Adam Junaid trying his best to make sure that he gets very competitive lap times and yet be competitive for the pro class as well. Emdad Hussein still, that was unfortunate. Emdad powering the car a little too early, goes completely off the circuit and hits the wall. The beauty of esport is that you don't need a mechanic to repair your car. Just press the exit button and escape button and come back, and your car is as good as new. Akil Rizni seems to have done a better lap time again, 154.780 being his fastest, and Akil has done 22 laps continuously. That's credit to Akil for the energy that he has to drive. But Mevan is the man of the hour, 154.130. We've got 14 minutes more to go as we go into this the final bits, the twilight bits of this particular qualifying session. Kushan Piris, where has he been? He's in the wrong room for start. Kushan Piris has joined the lobby, and I think the organizers will have to tell him that he's in the wrong lobby at the moment. He's got 10 minutes more in this. And Kushan has left the lobby, I'm sure I can see. I think he realized he was in the wrong one. He came in a little bit too early. And then we still have Mevan Pereira, who's trying his level best to run and take part and achieve the lap times. Akil Rizni still 6 tenths away from him. Rushdie Irshan 8 tenths away from him. Emdad Hussain 1 second away from him. Tamindra Veeravarnakula 1.3 seconds away from him. Adan Junaid 1.5 seconds away from pole sitter and fastest for the day. Shane Darren 2 seconds away. Mahilal Peris 2.8. Sam Smith still trying his level best. I think Sam is having some problem with his steering wheel, he said. As you can see, the car is wiggling around. I'm wondering whether he's using a controller just to make sure he qualifies. Sam, unfortunate. We've got a lap time for him recorded in a previous session, so that's not too bad. 1:59.658 being the time that Sam Smith achieved in the previous time, and all good so far. And Sam Hinkenda, who's sitting with me, wants to now take a screenshot of the live timings, just for purposes of checking everything. Sam, I told you, there you have it. Sam has got a lap time of 1:59.658. Mahilal Peris 1:56.956. Shane Darren 1:56.179. Adam Junaid 1:55.701. Tamindra Veeravarnakula 1:55.442. Emdad Hussain 1:55.129. Rushdie Irshan 1:54.981. Akil Rizni 1:54.780, and the leader of this group 1:54.130 is Mevan Pereira. So there you have it. We've got 8 minutes to go as we ride on board with Sam Smith, yet still trying his level best. I think he needs to get his pedals sorted. The brake and the accelerator are not really working properly, and that causing issues for Sam. Adam still trying. He's still a minute and a second off, a second and a half off. That is really not the Adam that we saw. There's something radically wrong with his runs. Tamindra, he's got 4 wheels off the circuit at some point in time, and he's suffering with a penalty of 1 second. The game automatically gives the penalty, and if the game doesn't give the penalty, the stewards make sure that the penalty is given to them. And the only way to get the penalty away is for you to reduce your speed. And as you see him doing now, he should have done this some time ago. He's wasted time because his next time will be invalidated as well. The lap time will not be taken into account, and that will be a waste because he's only got another 7 minutes, 6.5 minutes to go to do whatever he wants to do. Emdad Hussain still has not bettered it as well. Rushdie Irshan still 8 tenths away. Akil Rizni still 6.5. I think we've seen the better bit of timing that these guys have achieved, and I'm not too sure whether we will see any of them increasing or bettering their times which they have achieved. Beautiful line by Akil Rizni, down very wide there as they go into that corner there. Very nicely done. It's the Mercedes arena area. Down 4, 5. I don't think they'll get 6th. And as he goes round that corner, very tight there, brakes into second gear, downhill, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and about 127 kilometers an hour is what I normally would expect them to get to. 125, yes. Yeah, the drive out of the corner were not big enough. 2nd gear, uphill from here onwards, and now you go around the Michael Schumacher straight, the slight left-hander there. Uphill, you keep it on 4th, 5th, and you'll get up to that apex on top of the crest there. Brake hard, downhill, left-hander, very tight, and you go into 3rd. 1:23 should be the time, somewhere around here. Yes, somewhere there. He's a little slow there. I would get 1:23 would be the time to get at that particular sector point. That's what Viren Boteju was doing in his session. Into the tight 2nd gear or 3rd gear, carrying a lot of speed. Not too sure the 3rd is the right gear for that corner, but anyway, he's happy, and we're happy if he's happy. And you find Akil Rizni completing a lap there. We're 4 minutes away from the checkered flag coming down for this session. He's still not managing to get the times. So the organizers have made sure that the car that they chose was absolutely a tough one to drive. You can see Akil Rizni and Rushdie Irshan and even Mevan Pereira. These are guys who drove in the pro class last year, and they've chosen this car. This is not an easy car to drive, evidently from the lap times you are getting from these pro drivers. These guys have tons of experience. They've raced all over on different circuits on Gran Turismo. So it's strange to see that these guys are not getting the lap times that they rightfully deserve. Hard braking again into the off camber 1st gear corner. It's a tough one there, the Yokohama chicane, or Yokohama SS as we call it. That long sweeping left-hander into another left-hander, so it's all the way around. You need to get it over the curb there. That's the wrong line that Rushdie took it. Now I understand where he's losing time. That the entrance into that particular corner just before the Mercedes arena was wrong. His lining was wrong there. That's somewhat decent, but he's not throwing the car around adequately enough, in my opinion, to get good lap times. I now understand in that 1st sector alone, Rushdie is losing a bucket load of time. Just after this corner, you see under the bridge. As soon as he comes under the bridge, you will get the lap time. There you have it, 6/10 off. So that line into that area near the arena from Rushdie is where it's killing him. So there you have it, Rushdie Irshan. Nevertheless, 2nd in this group of drivers. Akil Rizni at the moment getting a lap time of 1:54.780 as we are in the last 2 minutes of the game. Emdad Hussain still right on the tail of Shane Darren. I'm sure he's trying to get a tow from this guy. It's a little difficult in these cars unless you're right on the hooter of the other guy. You're not going to get that much of an advantage, and Shane Darren has to move away if Emdad is to get the benefit of it. No, Emdad is coasting now. That really wasn't to his advantage. It's an uphill section, and he's not really on the pace there. Imdad is actually faster. I can see the car being faster, but when you do get too close to him, the handling of the car is completely off. As there you see Imdad backed off and decided to get some sunlight between himself and Shane Darren. Adam Junaid right on Imdad's tail, and Imdad went off on his own. Yes, I think so. He's gone off on his own. I think he looked in the mirror and suddenly realized there was a car behind him, and by the time he looked back, he'd gone off the circuit. Unfortunate, but there you see Emdad trying his level best as well. Tamindra Veeravarnakula. Tamindra driving extremely well. Tamindra is in Australia at the moment. He is not in Sri Lanka and is connecting via Australia, and Emdad has gone off again. Where is Adam? Adam is trying to do a lap. He's just got 9 thousandths of a second quicker than himself, his previous lap. Yet for all, not enough. We're 30 seconds into the final bit, and I'm going to go now into the live timing section, as we need to, we have only 1 hour of driving, and as soon as the clock goes into 1 hour, the checkered flag comes out and the timing stops exactly on the hour. So there you see it, ladies and gentlemen, the second our qualifying session is just about to finish, and there you have it. It's done. We'll be back with you in about 15 minutes for the final session of the final group of qualifiers for the day. See you soon. We're back with the final session of drivers who are out here to qualify. We've got, from what I see, Tiago Pereira, Shanuk, Anthony Shanuk, Angelo Senratna, Sachetana Patirana, Lalit Sedara, Brian Pereira, Imesh Silva, Pansilu Abe Vikrama, and how many drivers do we have here? Kushan Piris is also in the house, so we've got a full lineup. We are missing Sachet. We are missing Sajit Rupasinghe, who's not here. We are missing Imad Rizni.
We are missing
Afghan Niza as well. I wonder what happened to them. Sam, do you want to send a reminder to them as well?
Maybe it's to do with their power cut schedule.
Okay. So there you see Angelo Senratna, 2.7 seconds off the fastest driver up to now, which is Thiago. Anthony Shanuk is 1.7 seconds adrift. Sachetana Patirana just went off there. Slight agricultural movement. Brian is still doing a banker lap. Bright yellow car, I must say. That car does look snazzy in the hot sun here. With he's put his company Target, the Australian company that Brian Pereira works for, Target, at the back of the car. We hope he gets a good sponsorship from Target. Lalit Sedara is using the yellow car as his target, and Lalit is in Iran or Iraq. He's either in Iran or Iraq. He's not in Sri Lanka. Brian Pereira is in Australia. Himesh is in Sri Lanka. Pansilu, I know, is in Matara, if I'm not mistaken. Kushan Piris, very much in Colombo. Not too sure how that total is upside down. And Kushan coming into the pits. The mechanics would have asked him to come in for a quick splash and dash of fuel. Yes, there you see a pit stop happening, and Kushan Piris coming in. Let's stay with Kushan as you can see him coming into the pits, and Kushan, we're waiting for Kushan's car to come in, and there you see Kushan comes in for a new set of tires, some fuel, and out he goes again. So there you see, we gave you a quick glimpse of how a tire change happens. The total on the left seems to be right, but the total on the right side of his car is inverted. Anyways, that's Kushan for you. As Kushan stays out of the way and lets Sachetana Patirana pass by. Lalit Sedara, we're back with Lalit. Beautiful colored car. Just keeping the car only with this competition number. Sachetana Patirana not doing anything to his car, just taking it out of the workshop and driving it as it is, and running 2/10 faster than his previous run. And that was a beautiful liveried car. I must say 100 out of 100 for looks, and Imesh Silva running a beautiful green and black car with the Cmsc logo on it. We thank him for his effort to give the club some credit. Anthony Shanuk, the go-karter from Dubai, also taking part, having come, he's now third. And with the Sri Lankan logo on it. Angelo Senaratna, he's clocked a fastest time of 1:54.375, as Thiago has gone faster as well now and clocked a time of 1:53.846. I'm wondering exactly what the lap times are, because Brian Pereira has done a 1:53.846. It's not Thiago, it's Brian, because Thiago's fastest time is still 1:54.086. So there you see it. Brian has now clocked the fastest time of 1:54.846. So Brian, the silent operator that he is, he must be now waiting to better his time again, to make sure that he clocks in a lap time which is equal to or better than Viren in the first qualifying session. So the time to beat now is 1:53.846, set by Brian Pereira, and everybody else playing catch up now. So Brian, the target that everybody is after, as he sets the goal, and Brian now going even faster by almost 2/10. Let's see what he can do now. And Brian at the moment he's in sector 2 at the moment, and we wait to see what his timings are going to be as he goes under the gantry. As soon as you go under the gantry, which is just about, no, I think he's past the gantry. We are waiting for him to get down to the second gantry, which is just after this left-right sequence. Yep. As soon as he gets past the second sequence, we will see where he is in relation to his, yes, he's faster. But you can see Thiago also has done a 1:53.9. In this, he's done a 1:53.9, which means Thiago is also going quicker and quicker. These guys are going to go all the way to the checkered flag. Brian comes round the last bit of the corner, and onto the main straight. Let's see what timing he achieves. This is going to be he said, I said kind of thing, as Brian has now gone a little faster. Let's watch Thiago as he comes down the last bit, and Thiago is coming around to the, again we will watch him under the gantry to see how fast he has got. Is he faster? Is he quicker? Is it going to be what it is? No, he's not. He's still off the pace. Angelo. Let's watch Angelo. Angelo is now 5/10 of Brian's pace. Give Angelo a little time, and trust me, he's going to be on the tail of everybody else. Kushan Piris, he's another man to watch out for. Kushan is one of those strong contenders. He's really quick, and I'm sure we'll see some lap time stumble with him on track as well. So you'll see now Kushan and Sachetana Pathinana, also another guy who's been at it for quite some time. We've got nine drivers out on track, and we wait to see what the lap times that these guys can achieve. So Brian, Thiago,
shall we check out Pansilu America?
Pansilu. Let's go down to Pansilu. There you see Pansilu. Pansilu is good. He's good. He's yet to understand the circuit. I feel his quickest has been 2:1:41, and Pansilu is still on an outlap. So this is not really a lap which is being timed. He's just out there. Coming out of the pits. Must have gone in for a fresh set of tires. But why is Kushan on mediums? I think we need to tell Kushan that he's on the wrong tires. We just realized that I think Kushan Piris has been running on a set of medium compound tires when he had the option to run softs. I can't understand why he did that, but Kushan clearly had missed the memo somewhere down the line, and we will wait for Kushan to come out of the pits and see what his lap times are. Meanwhile, let's ride on board back again with Anthony Shanuk, our boy from in his car with the pit pass and the Sri Lankan flag. But Anthony is still 1.6 seconds off Brian Pereira's timing. Angelo right on the tail of Imesh Silva. Angelo trying his level best to get a tow from Imesh, and yes, I think he achieves it, but I'm not too sure that this is going to achieve anything. But Imesh moves away nicely and lets Angelo pass. Angelo says thank you very much, waves his hand and goes on his way. Thiago still trying to get a better lap time. He's not really got a good time. I think he's gone off at some point of time, and he's not achieved. Angelo has gone faster. I told you, Angelo is on the money. That slipstream up the hill from Imesh helped him out there. So there you have it. Angelo Senratne, 153.913. Brilliant drive by Angelo. Angelo now has set his sights on Brian's timing, and he is clearly on a roll to go and get the lap times sorted, where he is driving amongst the pro drivers. As I said earlier, I have a feeling that the 154 mark would be the cut, as you see some drivers, but you've got to have a whole bunch of them. And from what I see at the moment, the gap between the top part of the pro class and the bottom part of the pro class, the gap is going to be quite big, because if you don't get into the 153 earlies, you're still trying to play catch up. It's a long uphill drive. You've got to get into the 153s at some point of time. As you can see, Thiago has done 3 laps which are in the 153s, but still you need to be consistently running quicker and quicker. Not too sure exactly why, but uh, Viren managed to do this quite early in the day, as Brian has a penalty which he's trying to get rid of, and that delay in getting rid of that penalty, I think, caused him to have a poor drive out of the corner, out of the last corner as well. I'm telling you, the man to watch, Angelo. The vastly improved driver this year. Came into the championship a little late last year, but had he been there longer, he would have won that M class. Unfortunately, he joined the party a little too late, but better late than never. Runs all the way wide. Let's see under the gantry. Has he better this time? Yes, he has. Brian going faster again. Hard braking into the right hander. Second gear if I was him, yes. And downhill now. Second into third into fourth on this 5.3 kilometer circuit with 15 turns, taking you uphill, downhill, into chicanes, lots of left-hand corners, and the first sector having 3 left-hand corners, one after the other. So the balance of the car being very important, and the making sure that the car turns in at the right point is very important. Altogether, it's a handful of a car, and it's a bucket load of movement that the car has to be controlled upon. So there you have it, Brian Pereira, beautiful there again, 300ths of a second faster than his previous lap, as Thiago has managed to get the fastest lap. Now these guys are trading places up and down the leaderboard here. Brian, yet for all, we are waiting to see what Brian can do. Brian is 300ths of a second away from Thiago, and I think on this lap Brian may be faster. These guys can see the other man's lap times. No, unfortunately, that's not on today. On this particular lap, Brian didn't make it, and now he's got a car. He's got Anthony Shanuk in front of him. I hope Anthony Shanuk moves away to let Brian get the better run out of the corner, because this is not the section of the circuit where you want to have a car in front, because that's really going to mess up your lines there. Brian getting all 4 wheels off there, but I'm wondering whether he might get a penalty. No, that little bit, I don't think Brian really got the right drive out of that area. I'm sure he's going to be down on that bit. Anthony Shanuk moves away, beautifully done, and Brian is still quicker. Amazing stuff. Brian and Thiago trading times one way, then the other way. So these guys are going to bring these lap times down again, I think, to the 153s, mid 153s. So again, credit to Brian, credit to Thiago, credit to Angelo and Shanuk, and we wait to see what Kushan, Sachetan and Lalit and the others in this pack come up with. Pansilu, I'm sure Pansilu is going to come up with a winner as well. We wait and see who is going to be the first among the equals here. was having a chat with Sam all this while and trying to understand what happened to our usual suspects. No disrespect to anybody, but Imesh was a phenomenal driver, and we expect him to get far better lap times. Kushan Piris, another driver who, in our opinion, has to be on in the top five, top six drivers in this whole game, and Kushan getting it all wrong there, catching the car beautifully. That Fanatec steering wheel that Kushan has, giving him the immediate response that he has, the direct drive that the Fanatec gives you. Kushan catching the car immediately, and and there you see Kushan is going to the pits. He's running medium tires again. I can't understand what these guys are doing. We ride on board with Panselu again. Panselu, Abe Vikram, Abe Gunasekara. Sorry, Panselu Abe Vikrama driving very well at the bottom of the pack. Yet for all, he is going to come out smelling of roses as well. He's not doing too badly. He's 158.6. He's still, in my opinion, in the AM class, in the middle of it. Great stuff from him. Lalit Sedara, I think Lalit is also driving pretty decently. 158.442. These are all the drivers who I feel will end up in the AM class, but it will be a good fight. Sachet Patirana, again a driver I feel who is underrated at the moment. We are missing Adisha Kitwit. What happened to Adisha?
He had registered, but he was not there.
I'm surprised as to what exactly went wrong with some of these guys, because these guys were brilliant drivers in the last. Sam, is it the car that you've chosen? What is the catch here?
This is a very, very technical car to drive. It looks very easy, but according to the literature that myself and Sabri have been reading, this is one of the tough cars on Gran Turismo to drive. And since it's the third season for us, what both of us, myself and Sabri, thought was for them to start one of the technically challenging tracks is Nürburgring GP. So that's the whole idea that he had when we chose this car and the track.
We're right on board with Thiago, who's leading this group, and let's have a look from his inside view what exactly he's doing. See him turning into the corners and very balanced. I'm a little surprised at the pink gloves that he has. I think he hasn't changed his suit from the last time. He was having a racing suit called My Little Pony and Me. Yeah, I think he did it for the fun of it and then has not changed it. Into second gear, uphill there. Let's see what he does under the gantry. Still 4/10 off, not really a competitive lap. Fourth gear, flat out there. Very smooth though. There's no understeer there. Braking at the 100-meter mark, very late. One thing I see with him is that he's not twitching the car too much. He's very smooth into the corners. One input into the corner, and the car turns in. There's not much dancing around with the car, as you can see. Maybe that's a good thing, and sometimes maybe it's a bad thing. He's not driving fast enough for the car to be twitching around. But we'll let the stopwatch decide that. Turns in one turn this way, one turn the other way, and then the car very stable on those corners. That is something that we'll have to see whether it's going to work for him or not. There is no twitching, and again, just one input of steering and the car is firmly around the circuit. He's still not up on that. We'll ride with him one more lap to see whether his next lap will be better. As he goes in there, into first gear, brakes nicely on the limit and gets it perfectly there. We don't really know what the lap times are. What you see with him is it's very, 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 very smooth inputs into the steering. It's only one input that you can see, one turn one way, one turn the other way. Very rarely having to correct his drive. Gets it there. I think he forgot to change gears there. And yes, I think that worked for him. Something he did is he got it quicker there. Let's ride with him again. Uphill, second gear, power down now, full flat there. Second, third, fourth, 125, 225 kilometers an hour would be what you would be getting at. 225, that's right. Nicely got it there. One more gear drop down. Second gear on the apex. I'm sure that was clean as well. No, it wasn't. That's where he loses that lap time. That's where he loses it. That second sector is where he doesn't gain momentum that he had gained in the previous one. Let's ride on board with Brian. Same view. Let's see what Brian does here. Again, one input, and he is off there. Nicely done. Again, 3/10 down, 300s down, a quicker. Let's see what he can do. That's what he needs to get to the top step there, and he's gone off. The line between it's a fine line between getting it right and getting it wrong. Parsilu again, we're right on board with Lalit Sedam. We haven't seen much of this young lad, and again, we're right on board with him. You can see the input from his side. Sajid Gupsing. He's supposed to be this group or what? Yes, he is. Rather late in the day, 25 minutes more to go for qualifying, and Sajid Gupsing has joined us now. And as we ride on board with Lalit Sedana, Lalit, again, a lot of input into the steering. I mean, you need to be a lot smoother in this sector. Keep the car in line, don't throw the car around, brake on time, turning on time. Don't carry too much speed into these places like right about here, because if you miss the first one, you miss the second one. If you have too much speed, you can't really throttle out early enough. So let's see whether let's see how it works. And as we go now down to the start phase straight, has Lalit Sedam get this time? No, he hasn't. He's still where he is. Lalit's fastest time is nowhere close to what he achieved right now. It's 4 seconds off pace. Sachetana, Imesh Silva, another guy that we should ride with. Let's watch Imesh's in-car footage. And this is an interesting thing. Imesh on the tail of Sachetana Patirana. Imesh at the moment in that particular lap was way off pace, but he should be doing 155.4s, and that was a bit of a mistake by Sachetana. I thought he would get blocked. This is unnecessary in my opinion. Imesh and Sachetana should not be racing each other. Just let each other pass. I can't really see where Sachetana is, but anyways, Imesh, they are losing a little bit of time. So he lost this. Oh, no, he's not too bad. He's only 4 hundredths of a second down. If he keeps it clean, he's going to get a good lap time here. I think he got a good tone down the start straight from Sachetana. Sachetana has gone into the pits on that occasion. As we go down to Sachetana has gone off somewhere. And let's ride on board with Imesh. I want to see what his timing is, because we lost 2 tenths there again. These guys all gain it in the first and lose it in the second from what I see. Not really sure exactly what the problem is, but let's see. Again, good lap times, but 125.4 is a little off the cut, you ask me. 125, that you need to do 123s at that point if you are to be in the running, and not really on the pace here. But Imesh trying very hard to keep the car on track, and let's see whether he's bettered his time of 155.487. No, he hasn't. It's a 156. Let's ride on board back again with somebody like Angelo Sembra. Now, Angelo is on fire today. He's 1/10 or 2/10 away from Thiago, and Thiago saw Angelo coming, and I think he moved well away to let Angelo have a good run there. I saw a car pull out, but again Angelo is 5/10 off pace, and I'm sure he's going to get this as another banker lap to go out there and give it all he can. So it's strange to see Brian Pereira at this late. Oh, he misses the apex. He misses the chicane completely. That's a sad thing. But again, what I can't understand is why people have to go into the pits, because this does not have any kind of tire degradation or fuel degradation. So you can drive the entire 1 hour without going into the pits. You can just get out there and do your thing. Angelo Senratne. He has beaten Anthony Shanuk, but he's yet to beat Brian Pereira. So Brian is in the pits at the moment. I think they go into the pits just to take a little bit of a break. But still, the time to beat is 1:53.727 by Thiago, which is incidentally the second fastest time achieved by anybody. Viren Boteju has achieved the fastest time today of 1:53.5 from what I with 1:53.582 achieved by Viren, and that's a brilliant lap time to get. So Brian moves away to let Angelo go, and as Angelo comes into this corner, it's a bit too fast for my liking. No, he slows it down. Wow, amazing. You see the Angelo taking the full width of the track, but yet for all 4/10 of pace on fourth gear, flat out here, up the crest, and as soon as the car straightens into fifth, yes, there you have it, into second gear here, hard braking at the 100 meters. There you see it braking, hard gear, second gear. He's on third. On third, you're going to carry a bit too much speed, in my opinion. Should be on second here, second, third, 1:23 should be your time there. He's still off pace there. You have to be in the 1:23s there when you come, and that's what Viren Boteju was doing. 1:23 at that particular spot, and then brake into the corner, out of the corner, and you're through. Again, brilliant driving by everybody up and down the grid. We ride with Brian. Brian still trying to get the slip of Angelo to get a good session, and get a good tow as well. 20 minutes more to go, and we wait to see who's who in the zoo, as one would call it. Not too sure whether this is a good idea. Brian getting into the dirty air of Angelo and losing it completely there. Either you get right on the person's tail, or you stay well away, because you're getting too close. As you can see, Brian realized that getting too close. Oh, Thiago's on a flying lap there as well. I think Thiago missed the corner completely. That was not a good line there. He should not have gone there. That was completely off. I think he got caught again there, and Brian 4 seconds off pace. Brian, I think, tactically trying to follow Thiago to see whether he can learn what the young lad is doing, and Thiago getting rattled by Brian being behind him, seeing the yellow car, went off on his own. So that's bad luck there, and Brian lives to fight another day and goes on up the hill, chasing, can't really see who is chasing, number 10, I think it's Sachetana Patirana. So this qualifying is also a heated qualifying, with the top 3 drivers trading very, very close lap times. The gap between 1, 2 and 3, just 0.2 of a second. Very, very, very competitive. As you see, Angelo Senratne getting a beautiful tow up again from Imesh Silva. I'm wondering whether there is some gamesmanship here, because at the same place, Angelo manages to get Imesh to give him a tow there. But that's okay. So long as it's not organized, it's orchestrated, it's perfectly fine. As Angelo gets a beautiful run there. I must say, this boy is very consistent with his lines. I watched him earlier and he did the same thing. Angelo does a quick run there, yet for all not bettering his time. It's unfortunate. Brian, I'm not really sure what he's doing. There's a blue flag, and there's Thiago. Let's ride on board with Thiago and see what he's going to do. We'll ride on board once more. We'll ride on the bumper view. There you go. There you see him brakes into the first corner. It's off camber. The Yokohama S's hard braking there into first gear, second gear. You have to clip the inside, run the car wide here, and then get the car very early to rotate it. Rotate the car very early. That's right. That's where the car should be, on the inside, keeping the car on the gravel trap there. Ride it wide there. That's a clean line there. That would be a nice, good run. Yes, 194 off pace. That's okay. You can do whatever you want to do in that first sector, and then you drop it down into second gear, downhill, second, third, fourth, fifth, and a hard braking into back again into second gear before you come to the Michael Schumacher straight. That's perfectly lined up there. Nice lining out of the corner, no twitching, no bumping around the car. Keep the car in a straight, beautiful line there. Somebody else in front who moves away. That was Sachetana Patiran, I think, and Sachit Rupasinghe. Sachit Rupasinghe, credit to him. He's driving with a controller. I think that rattled Thiago a little bit, but that's okay. You can't have everything in life. 124 to 616, not enough. You need to be in the 123s if you have to be in contention. Thiago not really needing to be in contention, but for all, it's a personal thing that he wants to do, I presume, to be closer to Viren Boteju's lap times. So Thiago there coming around the last corner. I'm not too sure whether he'll better it, because he had Sachit Rupasinghe in front of him, and that is a lap around the 5.4 kilometer Nürburgring for Thiago. Brian Pereira, yellow car, target in the back of his car, and then we have Brian Pereira beats Thiago. I'm telling you, these guys are trading places up and down the leaderboard. Beautiful lap by Brian. Brian gets better of Thiago. 153.705. The gap between Thiago and Brian now, again, 200ths of a second. These two guys are trading places up and down. Back again, the ball has been thrown clearly in Thiago's court to show what he can do as well. And we wait to see what Thiago comes up with. Pansilu Abeguno. Pansilu, come on Pansilu, this is not the way you do it. He needs to watch his mirrors. The two drivers at the back, I think, need to watch their mirrors. One is Sachit Rupasinghe and the other is Pansilu. They have to watch their mirrors, because the faster drivers like Brian are on a hot lap, and the last thing you need is a little bit of a distraction from the back markers as well. We do understand that everybody is fighting for position, but it's important that you watch your mirrors and maintain the driver discipline. Otherwise, poor Brian got into a bit of a dither there with Pansilu going right across him. Nevertheless, Brian has another 14 minutes to prove his mettle, whether he can beat Viren Boteju's lap time around this circuit in this car. Not easy. That whole distraction cost Brian 4.5 seconds, as you can see. So once again, this is the Ceylon Motorsports Club Race at Home Championship qualifying session with our sponsors, House of Glass, Lab 57, Pit Pass, and J Homes. Moments of the third qualifier. We've got Brian Pereira, who's gone better than his previous time, achieved a lap time of 1:53.637, which is just over 100th away from Thiago. Thiago at the moment has clocked a time of 1:53.7, I presume. 7:27, I'm told. Angelo is 2.75 tenths away from Brian. And Imesh Silva, amazing drive. Imesh has come fourth. All credit to Imesh. And Anthony Shanuk has been relegated down to fifth, 1.3 seconds. So the gap between Anthony Shanuk and Imesh is 5 tenths around this circuit. Beautifully balancing the car. Imesh runs a Ford Laser in real life, and so does Sachetana Patilana. These are real world drivers who are taking part. Where is Kushan Pires? I think Kushan has gone into the pits. No, Kushan. What happened to Kushan? Kushan's lap time is 1:56.217. Okay, so there you have it. I think he's gone into the pits and come out. So Kushan Pires is 1:56.257. Good stuff there. Let's have a look at the live timings across the board. Sam, if you look at it here, you get the entire gaps here. You get Brian Pereira, who's clocked a time of 1:53.637. Thiago Pereira 1:53.727. And the next person is Angelo Semrat at 1:53.913. Imesh Silva at 1:54.464. And Anthony Shanuk at 1:55.032. Kushan Pires at 1:56.217. Sachetana Patilana 1:56.640. Lalit Sedara at 1:58.169. Pansilu at 1:58.678. And Sachit Rupasinghe at 2 minutes 6 seconds 1:68. So I have to say that we have to give credit to Pansilu. Pansilu has done a brilliant job to get to where he is, as we have just about 5 minutes more to go in this process, and we are at the last bits of qualifying in this third and final qualifying session. Angelo Semratne, there you see, ladies and gentlemen, Angelo Semratne just 2.76 seconds away from Brian Pereira. Thiago just 1/100th of a second away from Brian. So Brian, the man of the hour. And if you look at it, at the moment, Viren is the fastest, Brian is second, and Thiago is third on an overall basis at the moment. So let's take it from there and see what exactly they are up to. Can they do anything? Clearly these guys are already in the pro class. It's just a matter of ego now as to where in the pro class they want to be. These guys, some of the others who are below the 150, some of the other guys who are here are now wondering exactly where the cut is going to be between the pro and the M class. Everybody down the line here are wondering exactly what they're going to do in the last 3 minutes of their runs. And from what I see, Brian Pereira has done another fastest lap. Let's see what his lap time is going to be. Can he beat Viren Boteju in these twilight seconds? Let's just keep our fingers crossed. Is it Brian? Is it Viren? Is it Brian? Is it Viren? Let's wait and see what is going to happen, as Brian doesn't get a fast lap. So Viren must be sitting somewhere with his fingers, biting his fingernails, James Bond style, and hoping and praying that he comes out smelling of roses today as the fastest Sri Lankan e-sport driver on Gran Turismo in the Ceylon Motorsports Club Race at Home Championship 2022. It's Thiago now on a flyer. Let's keep our cameras posed on him. Has he got the lap times to get what he wants? must be on a charge. He's got just about 3 minutes to do what he has to do to just prove to himself that he's the quickest of the day in this particular category, or forever hold your peace, as one would say. And he's 1/110th away from Brian's lap time. He can see it. It's up to him to pull a blinder or the rabbit out of the bag, as one would call it, in these last moments of the qualifying session. There must have been a moment between him and Sajid Rupasinghe, because I saw a little bit of argy-bargy going along with Sajid Rupasinghe and Thiago, but all's fair in love and war. Thiago is just 1.8 seconds adrift now. He's lost a little bit of time to Brian, but yet for all, let's keep our eyes peeled on these top two drivers in this category to see if one can pull out a rabbit or the other one is going to wear the hat and run away with it today. But credit all to Viren Boteju today, man of the hour. I think Thiago is closer, but not close enough. These guys are really putting flyers in banker laps here and trying their level best. I think that's about it for all these guys, because if they did have it, they would be matching or running a better lap time than Viren Boteju. So Thiago on a roll here, trying hard as ever, very clean. You don't see the car twitching in any one direction. He keeps it nicely on track. This is very clean. I'm sure that will be quick. How much is he getting? No, he's not enough. Brian on his last bit as well. Let's see if he can do a better lap time there. Can he get? Yes, he has gone faster. Brian Pereira has gone faster in that sector again. Let's see if he can keep it up. Can he break Viren Boteju's lap time? He's only a 10th away at the moment. He's just a 10th away from Viren. Let's keep our cameras peeled on Brian Pereira as he goes through these last minutes or last seconds, as one would say. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt for him to complete this lap. He's still faster. Come on, Brian. Everybody's sights are based on what you are going to do. Can you do this, or what is the outcome here? We will stay with Brian until he completes this lap. And where exactly is Thiago? Thiago is also just a little bit behind. Thiago is ahead actually of Brian. We will let Brian finish this lap. He's just a little bit away. As soon as Brian finishes this sector, we will watch him finish it, and then and that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We're done with the 3 rounds, with the 3 qualifying sessions. We will be back with you on our social media networks to let you know the rankings of the drivers who've taken part today, and we congratulate all the drivers who've run. Great stuff from everybody. All the best. Stay safe until we see you next Sunday.
(1934), Phil Falk sets a record at the first Mahagastora hill climb. 1936, Mrs. Gordon Graham the first female racer to compete in her Austin 65. 1959, Mrs. Monica Collier enters the racing circuit. And now it's the age of digital motorsports. The oldest motorsports club in Sri Lanka with a glorious heritage of 87 years and attuned to shifting times keeps rubber burning on tarmac, dust spooling on dirt, and quarter miles conquered. Ceylon Motorsports Club, the iconoclast ahead of its time. (1934), Phil Falk sets a record at the first Mahagastota hill climb. 1936, Mrs. Gordon Graham, the first female racer to compete in her Austin 65. 1959, Mrs. Monica Collier enters the racing circuit. And now it's the age of digital motorsports. The oldest motorsports club in Sri Lanka with a glorious heritage of 87 years and attuned to shifting times keeps rubber burning on tarmac, dust spooling on dirt, and quarter miles conquered. Ceylon Motorsports Club, the iconoclast ahead of its time. (1934), Phil Falk sets a record at the first Mahagastota hill climb. 1936, Mrs. Gordon Graham, the first female racer to compete in her Austin 65. 1959, Mrs. Monica Collier enters the racing circuit. And now it's the age of digital motorsports. The oldest motorsports club in Sri Lanka with a glorious heritage of 87 years and attuned to shifting times keeps rubber burning on tarmac, dust spooling on dirt, and quarter miles conquered. Ceylon Motorsports Club, the iconoclast ahead of its time.